Hey guys, this is a Josh cast coming to you from the L13 game here between Yewls Sceptre and MASIF Saturdays, so known as Rack and Jasmine in the sort of Lost Fortress community. Rack's been a pretty long established sort of same group of players making into various teams. They're the team known as Yewls Sceptre, and MASIF Saturdays are basically a bit of a change around of what we've known Jasmine to be, who took out Last Owl. Join with me here is Wigan casting.
Yo. Yeah, it should be a good one tonight, I'm hoping. Potential for a good game, but obviously could go either way, really, I suppose. First game of the season. So we'll wait and see.
And have we got STV, Josh? Or it's coming?
Still working on it.
So, Wigan, predictions.
At this stage, I'd have to say MASIF, which I think is the popular opinion, especially with Saloon TF betting going up now. They're pretty big favourites, I'd say. But that being said, I think it really depends on who comes out for Yewls, Sceptre or Rack, as they've previously been known. They have 13 players on their roster at the moment, and if they get a good 6 on and have a good game, it could be a good one to watch. How about you, Campbell?
Yeah, I think the same. I think it should be a lot closer game than the Saloon TF predictions, which putting about 80% in MASIF Saturdays, 20% Yewls Sceptre. I think that's just a bit over the top for MASIF. I think it'll be a lot closer game. There's a lot of factors going into that, which we'll get into later, but kind of want to say, I haven't been in the loop recently, but in my opinion, this game is set to be a sort of grudge game in a way for MASIF Saturdays coming back and trying to defeat Yewls Sceptre, who previously got that game off them, letting them say, was it Banny that carried you? Was it the fact that we didn't have our full roster that made us lose? And yeah, I think that will come into a little bit.
Yeah, I completely agree. As you said, I think really the bets at the moment on Saloon aren't representative of how this game could go, especially after that loss to Rack in the last final. And sure, there was some roster differences, but the reality is, if Rack come into this with a positive head, and play like they did then, even though they won't have Banny, and then have a good game, I think there's plenty of potential for it to be a lot closer. At this stage, I'd be going 60-40 personally to MASIF. But yeah, the reality is that's all just guesswork until the game starts.
Looks like we've got Elmo joining us here. Hello, Elmo.
Welcome.
Hello. Just had our warm up against Rack. They're not looking too good at the moment.
So what's your prediction at this stage then?
Say MASIF to take it, not sure what score.
Any standout performances in tonight's game that you think we should keep an eye on?
Always the Tonberry and Sam for Rack. And then Madness and Geo for MASIF.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
For is it Yewls Sceptre?
Yeah.
Are murking Sam tonight.
Indeed, which could be a big matchup against Madness. I think that has a lot of potential to swing some of the fights, personally. And as you say, I haven't played against him in a long time, but I gather that he's still very consistent and can be an absolute game changer as well. So
Yeah, Sam and Madness are both extremely good scouts and snipers in their own right. So yeah, I think it kind of will balance out any advantages they might have in the scout department pretty well.
I hope so. I hope it does even up the game a little bit and keep things particularly fresh, I suppose. I was actually watching earlier today on Jersh's stream. There's a couple of previous games. I'm just trying to remember who it was playing. It was one of the finals with Rack in it. And it was just madness, was absolutely going insane. So I think if he gets turned tonight, could be an interesting one.
Yeah, definitely. It looks like Sam will be murking for Pablo, if I believe correctly. So Sam and Disturbed are pretty well balanced scout combo in my opinion. I think it'll serve them, maybe not in terms of Sam just being really good sort of aim oriented scout, but he also plays a lot with the medic, which is something that a lot of teams seem to forget with scouts, that it's really important to have one just playing off your medic a lot.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I think Shane really, or Disturbed, really shines on the flank, so that's really balanced out there.
Yeah, I actually had the privilege, I suppose, of playing with Disturbed before Rack reformed this season. He was temporarily on the Unicycle roster, and an interesting guy to play with actually, because I was the pocket scout at the time, and he's very well. When he was playing with us, it was quite quiet, and just went about his thing on the flank and made some pretty big plays. Obviously tonight he'll be up against a lot more challenging competition than he was facing then. But as you say, I think it'll be a very good scout combo, and I wouldn't say there's a particular weakness there for either of them. I think they would both be scouts that I wouldn't want to come up against, that's for sure.
Yeah, definitely. So another thing to mention is a change in the formats for the Stiv 1 or Prem this season, now 13. They're going to be slightly less teams, and even more less teams thanks to Rocky and Chicken Bird, apparently. With
Indeed.
this thread, the team disbanding. That was Spire Kings have feelings too.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say
quits pretty early.
I'm gonna say not much lost with that team. It was a bit dubious from the get-go, in my opinion, but you know, Rocky's just consistently showing that he can get banned for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah, just keeping up his repertoire. You don't want to only get banned for one thing. You got to come back and try something else, I suppose. But yeah, I kind of feel for a few of the guys on that team.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know the details, but it sounds like Rocky was a bit of an instigator. So I feel for the other guys, and Chicken Bird I think is copping a lot, but who knows? He may be deserving, he might not. But hopefully we'll see the rest of the season. We'll see a bit more consistency. And I like that Oz Fortress has started to enforce sort of sticking to your guns when you sign up a little bit more, because it has been a big deal in the past with teams bailing the day the divisions are posted. And I think encouraging that commitment from teams is important. Because of that, Josh has just reminded me that obviously there will be a bit of a mix-up in the way the finals work in Prem this season. We're going a bit off par from the usual. I think you have a better understanding of that than me, Campbell. So do you want to run everyone through roughly what's going on now that there's only how many teams are left now? Is it 5 or 6?
I think there's 5 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Started off with 6, and then because of the disband, there's now 5.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit confused how that changes the format, to be honest. If anything significant changes there.
I don't think it'll change the It'll just change the rounds, of course. Like a team will miss one every week, but
And it will still be a double limb in the finals with an upper bracket and a lower bracket, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'd say the major changes are just the finals for this one, but the disband doesn't really affect that.
Yeah, interesting. And what's your opinion at the moment with Devon Campbell? Have you had a look at the rosters?
As I said, I haven't been paying as much attention as I have in the past, but I've had quite a lot look at the rosters recently, and I've got to say personally, I'm a bit excited for Cash Money. I want to see how they play. That's obviously the team with on their roster. Players like Putty, Ozaka, Turbo, Yuki, Epps, Primed, Bonobo, and Q. Basically the fabled IM supervillains combination team that we all dream of to come back.
Yeah, indeed. It could. I think it's definitely been a bit of a encouragement to players to turn on a little bit. And I think, I'm not sure whether it's public knowledge yet, but I think there might be some prizes going elsewhere as well. But you didn't hear that from me because I'm not sure if it's been confirmed or not. But definitely that coming in at Prem will be interesting. And some of the players, as you say, is going to be interesting to see a few come back after having the last season off. And especially now that Immunity isn't sort of the overwhelming Dark Lord of Australian Team Fortress 2. I hope it sort of encourages a bit more competition, even though there are a few teams in Prem this year that really, really are looking quite outstanding. I hope that even if there's a big 1 and 2, that at least the next 3 can have some close games and take some rounds.
Yeah, definitely. And you've got some pretty strong teams like the 2 tonight, and Not Bad is looking pretty strong as well. Los Pollos Hermanos is a sort of team that I need to see playing in action to believe, I think. They've got some pretty strong players in their roster, pretty balanced out team, but yeah, another team to look forward to, I guess.
Yeah, not wrong. And it looks like we've just got the STVs, so things are churning away here. But what are the maps tonight? We've got Process and Badlands, I believe. Is that correct?
I will have a check.
Yep, that's great.
Cool.
So I'm not too sure about how Process is going to play out. I have a feeling that it's going to be one of those long drawn out processes with Sam and Madness sniping. The 2 Sams at it again.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I think that the reality is, if they're both playing well, there'll be a lot of almost sniper stalemates in a sense, just seeing who can pick the other or who can get the bigger pick in many ways. But that being said, I think the reality is if they are playing scout and not playing too much sniper, the game will still be very free flowing and back and forward. Simply based on the scouts. Do you know who's roaming tonight?
Roaming for Yewls Sceptre, I think, will be Tonberry.
Yeah, and for MASIF Saturdays?
MASIF Saturdays, I think Soul will be roaming for them. He was in DM earlier, so that's what I'm going off.
Yeah, I think that could play a factor as well, particularly on a map like Process. I think there's a huge potential to have roamers have an impact with the roamability, I suppose, of the design. And it looks like everyone's jumping out of the server. So are we swapping here, or?
Yeah, I think there's a server switch, so we'll just wait a little bit longer for the STV.
Too easy.
And as you were talking about Soul roaming capabilities on Process, I think he has a pretty strong roamer on Process, especially he really likes getting into the enemy IT really fast and creating a massive distraction there. It's one of his fabled plays. He does a sort of he's a pretty consistent, or if you look at it the bad way, predictable player in a lot of ways. But he does things that are really hard to counter at the same time, especially on a map like Badlands, where he is probably the fastest roamer in Australia, and also is really strong and has done it so many times that he can consistently get onto your train and get into your house really fast, and a lot of teams can't deal with that at all.
Yeah, indeed. I think if your consistent predictability can work, I think there's always an element of you have to mix it up. But the reality is, if you've got 3 or 4 set jumps into a mid, for example, that you can hit 99.9% of the time, then I think that's a very threatening aspect. But as we say, the reality is, I think tonight could be anyone's game with the lineups. And I hope for the sake of us and everyone else watching that it is a bit closer than a few people are expecting.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, so I guess another comment on the roamers. I think Sol is definitely one of those roamers who can pull off the tricks when needed in terms of fast rollouts and all that jazz. But Tonberry is also a really strong roamer, just on the flank. He definitely knows when to go for his plays and supports his flank scout really well, and will no doubt be offering quite a lot of calls and structure to Yewls Sceptre in the comms.
Yeah, as you say, I think Sol's great, but I don't think we should count Tonberry out. From what I've played with him and against him, he can be very threatening, and make some big plays on his own on the flank.
So I think, as I said before, the scouts are fairly balanced out, in my opinion. I think Jamie, Madness is obviously the beast we know and love, but Jamie, I think he cops a lot of flack from what people look and see at the live logs. And in my opinion, live logs, just don't mean that much, especially when you've got a scout like Jamie who does a lot for the team in other ways. I mean, he plays when for the medic mainly when needed, like for his own team's medic, and he also just creates a lot of opportunities for his team. And I think people sort of don't take that into account when they just have a look at the live logs, and he's not performing as well as some of the other scouts in the division in the live logs. And I think his own team is sort of saying that as well.
I think it's an interesting one because, as you say, live logs are just numbers, and you can make a big difference by being a leadership figure in your team. And there are a few people in Oz Fortress really that have the experience that Jamie does. And I have gathered from a few things I've heard that he isn't quite up to his usual form. But that being said, I really wouldn't be surprised if, even if not tonight, if he got back in form soon, if his team encouraged him to. Because I think he's shown that he's got the potential in the past by playing absolutely out of his skin at times. I think it'll be to wait and see throughout the season. But as you say, I think Madness will be the one that I'm watching tonight for the big plays. But sometimes it's the one or two frags to protect the medic that really win the fights. and I think Jamie might be the one tonight that does that.
Yeah, I think Jamie's quite a good player, and the problem with making those sort of super teams, I mean, excluding Cash Money, because all their players, I'm not going to say yet that they're still going to merge and it's going to be great, but they have such an understanding of the game that even in just terms of raw DM from players like Termo and Yuki, that even if they don't, it won't really matter as much. But, Jamie is definitely one of those players that sort of balances the team out, not because of his skill, because he is a skillful player, but just because he is letting his team go big when needed, and he isn't sort of the player in the limelight, because he's letting his other players go in the limelight.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And I think the reality is, like, when it comes down to experience and knowledge, like, Cash Money is definitely hard to beat. But I mean, you look at a few of the players tonight playing for MASIF Saturdays. You know, Geo, for example. When I've played with him, he's been definitely a big leadership figure. And I think the last few seasons he's played has really showed that he does have a good understanding of the game. But I mean, then you could say, you know, compared to Yuki, does that matter, kind of thing? But I suppose the reality is we'll wait and see. I mean, it'd be a hard one for MASIF Saturdays, but you never know. You know, like, one team has a good game and one team has a dud, and next thing you know, you have an upset, and you know the Titanic comes out and it's all over. But we'll wait and see.
Yeah, definitely. I think I don't want to be a broken record about me not being in the loop, but I have heard of MASIF Saturday's new changes, obviously, with Faith on Medic and Realm on demo.
Yeah,
and I think Realm is
taking a break.
Stronger demo man than Faith, just because of sheer experience. But
Yep.
I think Brute, you know, is such a ridiculous, important figure in that team because of the comms. I mean, we've all watched his stream and know how much he controls, or he used to control, Jasmine. And I'm kind of questioning who is making the calls now that he's gone, and it would be interesting to find out.
Yeah, that'll be something that we might be able to look into a bit tonight. But I suppose it'll be interesting to see who steps up, because I personally haven't had much to do with Brulix since I was in Div 4, but even when I was playing with him at that stage, he definitely took a leadership role and was making some pretty big calls that usually paid off. But that being said, like, once again, you look at this lineup and there's a lot of experience there. Like, I don't want to sound like a cracked record either, but you know, you come back to Geo, and I think he's got plenty of potential to fill those boots as a caller if needed. And I think Faith also has the potential to step into Brulix's shoes and play a pretty strong medic, because I think Mental Realm will definitely be a step up on demo. But you know, it'll be how quickly they've melded as this new six. Maybe a big factor tonight if they're struggling to find sort of comfort within each other's calls. Then, you know, Rack's roster has been very mixed, but the reality is I think it's still got a pretty core lineup that seems to come back, and they seem to get along very, very well from what I gather. So I think that's something that they might do quite well, and I think MASIF will have to you know, get their stuff sorted quickly if they want to keep in this.
So I believe we're just waiting on the STV details.
Yes, apparently there's a couple of issues, but hopefully we'll have it soon.
I think what happened was Ken got the STV for the server, and then they decided to change, and Ken went AFK after that. So just sort of waiting and seeing.
It's all Ken's fault. Straight from the mouth of Josh.
Wow. Sorry, Ken.
Confirmed, Josh
I
said,
think Tombo's
and I quote, Ken is AFK.
Tom gave me a new STV and told me to wait 90 seconds, so we'll see.
Too easy, that sounds good to me. Keen as a bean, to be honest. Is this the first game of Prem this season? Or have a couple already been played?
I believe it's the first. It was the Div 2 round 1 that was streamed on Brodogs just earlier.
Yeah, good old Brodogs bringing in the goods. Everyone should not stop watching Jersh's stream, but check out Brodogs as well. He's actually given up playing competitively this season to cast, which I'm sure the team of Brodogs Sucks will probably vomit a little bit every time they hear that. But I think he is really trying to commit to this. He's just got like custom NBN to his dwelling, and with him and Jersh streaming, and I'm not sure what Kenneth's doing this season, but hopefully we'll be able to cover a lot of games and make Australian Team Fortress 2 a bit more accessible to the rest of the world. So fingers crossed.
Yeah, there's no real official plan, but me and Brodogs are keen to put some more coverage out there. If you want your games casted, make sure you post in the thread. We're keen to cast as many as we can.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping with this many people we might well, you guys, I don't know whether I'll be a regular, but I'm happy to help out. But hopefully there'll be some lower division stuff cast as well. I know Brodogs is keen to get involved with some of the lower divisions and get their games casted, because I know it's a lot of fun to be able to go back and watch your games and assess what some people like Campbell, not like myself, that actually know what they're doing, say, and get a sort of third perspective at what's going on.
Oh, it looks like we have got the STV details now.
I'm
and
just
I'm
connecting
informed
now.
that it's live as well, so I'm connecting as well, but we might have to get straight into it.
I don't think it's live, actually, sorry.
We'll wait and see. You never know. Could be an intense start to a great night. Ooh.
Okay. So we've got everyone in the server. It's like we're
I'll
not
be
live
there
yet, so
momentarily. I'm just having a few issues connecting.
it looks like Badlands will be the first map. That's quite interesting. Oh, it looks like Sam and Pablo will be the scouts for. I'm just going to call them Rack because I'm only going to keep up the facade of Yewls Sceptre for maximum couple of minutes anyway. They're all the same group of players who've been playing together for so long, so I'm just going to be calling Yewls Sceptre Rack and MASIF Saturdays Jasmine. So, yeah.
Too
You can
easy
call them
now.
whatever you like, Wigan.
Yeah, I'll probably end up doing the same. I'm just having a couple of issues, so So I'll be in 1 second. Oh, no, Jersh has just saved the day, giving me the correct deets, because apparently I don't know how to connect to servers after a horribly long time playing this game.
And okay, Madness is currently on sniper. I thought Geo might have been scouting there for a second, which is I think Jasmine have had some mix-ups and they're trying a lot of different player combinations. They're sort of in that stage of a team.
Well, Geo is actually warming up on scout at the moment. Sort of at the moment it's Geo and Jamie on scout, but Madness is sniping, so I'd assume that they're going to swap back.
Don't get
in
me
good
wrong,
time.
Madness is a
Looks like
very
it's
strong
just
pocket.
gone live actually. So welcome everyone. Looks like things are going down. Take it away, Campbell.
Okay, I'm going to be watching Realm in this rollout. It's pretty fast. Gets an early sticky at house. Beats Ferris by a mile, and Ferris has trapped behind train. But Dubious has really good positioning on point here. It's pretty much carrying the team beat right here.
Right now, Rack's definitely got the upper hand. Got great positioning, but you know players are going down from both sides at the moment. So it looks like Rack are healing up before coming back in. But yeah, it looks like
Pablo's
Rack's
straight in.
actually.
Faith goes down.
Looks
Yeah,
like
he's
Rack's
going
got this one.
Oh, a bit surprised by that. Looks like Sam and Pablo just cleaning up things massively, and yeah, Jamie's gonna have a late death probably in house.
Yeah.
Might not catch him off actually.
A very interesting first mid. A few people with their bets will be cringing after that, because I wouldn't say it was convincing, but it definitely wasn't an 80-20 fight.
Don't count him out, boys. I think this is going to be a really close game. And
Boys
I'm gonna
and
say-
girls, Campbell. I know there's
yes,
at
boys and
least
girls.
one
Well,
female viewer in the form of Mink.
The
Big shout outs to Mink.
boys.
Yeah, the collective lads and ladesses. So we've got
Looks like
Soul
Madness is sniping here. There's an
and
interesting
Soul's
snipers.
on NG.
Tom catches Sam out with the trap. Lobby, I think that was.
So the sentry's in a bit of a unique position in the far back right, trying to contest this Uber that's just come in from Rack. That's the sentry down, but Sam down as well.
US Pate's point. Pablo's on it. Oh, they clean up everyone there. Just
Tombury
Tom
Sam.
Tom
It's just
goes
Sam
for the
up
point.
now.
Nova. And I definitely
Oh,
would have
Sam's having a look
Sam
here. Sam's
down.
having a look.
Well, he's
Oh, that could have been
a bit
very
faster than I
interesting.
expected, but it will get
Indeed.
cleaned up either way.
And that will slow down their push just a fraction, but I don't think it'll be enough to contest anything.
Jasmine, with that full Uber advantage, looking to push on to mid here, but Pablo is sniping, so they've got to be very vigilant of that.
Yeah, Geo's having a good look in house right now. It's clearing stickies. Oh, he just jumped off a sticky trap.
Oh,
Could have gone very differently with
I
Geo
think
jumping
Varus
straight
should
off
have
in
got
3
caught out
seconds.
there. No Uber, neither should Dubious. Just really chasing up players, and Tomber is caught behind. Sam goes down.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a very convincing push, and should really be a second as well.
That will be Spire, but Farside contesting here. It's a good kill on Madness. Jasmine have good position on Grey here, but you gotta watch out for Rack's 50% Uber advantage. It's dwindling. They definitely could have done something with it. They're a bit
Yeah.
late here.
Playing it
Drops
safe.
Dubious. Tominus drops Dubious, and this is about it.
That's
They need to force the enemy
That's
Uber.
not what they wanted. Now, interestingly, just as we go into this last push, Realm and Geo have actually both overtaken every other player in the server for damage in that last push alone.
Oh, Madness almost gets caught by the trap. His sniper. Gonna be sniping main. I think they should just use their Uber advantage. Basman.
I think they should. They've got plenty of time to see if they can get something though. If they're keeping track, they've got about 20 seconds before really.
Here we go. Good power play by Sam.
Oh, Sol's got good ground there. That's good time on the point.
Yeah, good captain.
Rack's going to have to be very careful now.
Sam did a really good job of delaying that Uber, and they have pretty even plays, but Madness just gets a kill on first, so they'll even things up. Pablo and Ton though,
Madness doing work.
Faith ends up capping the point. Fucking out of bind.
Yeah. Well, after a strong start from Rack on that mid, those last two pushes were quite convincingly won by MASIF.
We'll be watching Barisar on this mid. Realm beats him.
Yeah, Realm beats him again.
And that's the Soul you got to watch out for. Soul just straight on your train, straight on your enemy. You can't go behind train. Like, even if Soul didn't do that, you should not be going behind the train as Demo Man.
Indeed. Now, once again, Rack has come through with a strong mid-fight. Faith, the only one alive, getting out with 46% Uber, which I don't think will be enough to defend second. Although they've got spawners now.
And I think that mid was just, both these mids are Ferris are not getting aggressive enough or good enough position on point, or having any impact on the mid, just sitting behind train, and that allows the enemy soldiers to take position. And Pablo didn't go big like last mid.
Yeah, and again with that mid though, Ferrisar just wasn't keeping up with Realm as far as time goes, getting there seconds late. And there you have it. Quick 2 rounds to even it up 1-1.
See what's going on this mid. Now have a look at Madness. Going straight up. Good position on point. Good
2v1 on the point.
Yeah, that's really well played.
Great teamwork.
Bro goes down.
Yeah, he bought a bit of time, but they're all looking at him.
No support from the rest of his team with that bomb, or the other couple of bombs he's been doing.
5v5 here.
I'm not sure where they're fighting. Soul must have been chasing their combo, and
yeah, there must have been some good pressure after the point there, because it was 5v5.
They used to at first. That's not good.
That's not good.
And they've got the mid spawners as well.
Yeah, I think that was maybe a little bit of a poor judgment there.
Oh yeah, 5 sounds good. They're just going down left and right here, but Faith is still alive, and they do have the mid cap, so they will have that spawn advantage.
Is that Sam trying to get in there?
I tried to go for a play, but
yeah,
it's
unlucky because now they're playing with the 5v6. 70% Uber add to MASIF, who have just dropped Madness though.
By Tonberry, really nice play by Ton, just sitting solid in the flank, getting the kill on Madness, then coming in, Brewhouse getting the kill on Faith.
Realm throwing stickies up in pipe up into the air and getting a random midi on the jumping Sully. Yeah, it was a couple of nice plays from a few players there.
Then gets taken out on that. West gets the kill on Faith. I mean, on Tom Munis there.
Yeah, looking at these lineups in this quick time, pretty much what we expected, I think, tonight, as far as who's playing for who, except for Sam coming in for Rack, teaming up with Pablo. Who did Sam replace, sorry, Campbell?
That would have been Disturbed.
Indeed, it would have been very interesting to see a Sam Disturbed combo. Not saying I rate Pablo less, but I think Disturbed has a bit more experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Realm going very aggressive on Ferrisar.
Yeah, that was a really good bomb.
It was. There was a lot of pressure on them then. And the quick cap from Jamie.
Bit of an ambitious Spire defense there.
Indeed. I'm going to go on the Realm cam again here, see if he gets there before Ferrisar. He is very quick
Really
watching
good
him this rollout. Absolutely flawless. And he's playing from window. And Ferrisar's nowhere to be seen at this stage.
Gotta say, Realm is one of the fastest demos, if not the fastest in Australia, on Badlands specifically.
Yeah, for sure. And he's playing very well tonight. He's topping the damage at this stage with 1,000 more than any other player in the server, only 3 rounds in.
Realm did so much work that mid, but it just doesn't matter. Tomberry just going absolutely massive. 3 kills. Dubious and Sam getting the rest of the kills there, and just really good soldier aggression. But Realm did play from behind the enemy train and pipe Ferrisar, I think it was, early on, so yeah, a bit surprised they lose that mid.
This Solly, if they lose, ooh, Madness doing work. I'm going to jump on the Madness cam for a second, see if he can get another pick. Has definitely bought them maybe a little bit of time, but they're still at 60% this ad, so it may not make a difference at this stage.
I do like running that engineer. Jamie on Pyro. Right. Oh, he falls down.
Realm's brought out the double dink dank donk to try and get some spam on, but he's swapped back to the nades now that they've made the push. And well hell, did they pop there? Yes, they did.
Yes, they did. They didn't do much at all.
Didn't do squat.
Surprising because Jamie, as Pyro, did fall down.
Oh, there's scouts pushing on last, but they have forced MASIF now. And they are looking eager to keep fighting here.
They all get out and not fight this, they can have group advantage, but they're all really greedy.
Yeah, it was...
Oh, they do save Communist, which is good, but gotta watch out for the spy push by Jasmine here.
For sure, and I think, right now, Faith is... Well, Communist hasn't been healing at all there. Faith caught up very severely, but now Communist must be grinding because Faith is falling behind very quickly again.
Jasmine do take Spire for free, essentially, there.
Which is very well played by them. That hold was quite nice. As we were talking about earlier, you can play with consistency and it can pay off, which I think Soul's Sentry there did, even though it was in the same spot as the last before.
Oh, Faith on 14 HP with 99%! Oh, it does
He gets
get
it,
the
and they're going back in to contest this now. Realm is going very aggressive. The medic goes down. Demo's out at choke, but there is one soldier on Spire, and he gets absolutely smished upon.
That's really well played by Faith there, but I do feel for
Realm's in
Dubious.
trouble though, sorry to cut you off, and he goes down to Pablo. A good push on Realm there.
I think he should have been pushing with his medic.
Yeah.
But good pick by Pablo, nonetheless. And they will
Indeed.
contest.
Yeah,
Madness and Realm are down.
right now, Rack's doing quite well. MASIF only have 70% Uber, so they're going to have to wait a little bit before they recontest this. So well played by Rack there to get that point pretty much for free. Jamie being the only one to go down in that fight, and now they've got 100% ad. 30% ad. And they've used.
Ooh, Realm. Two key picks in that over.
Doing some serious work. And Pablo's in trouble here. He's on 2 health fighting the combo.
Ooh, gets Geo down to 80 health. 300, that's impressive work.
Yeah, it's pretty solid stuff.
Oh,
he did have good position.
Crazy rockets by Geo there on Dubious. Good down Dubious.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
Jasmine will be pushing in with 50% move round onto last tier. Fishy doesn't have.
Tombury was behind then, he just back spawned. Now the sentry is going up in the deep left this time, mixing it up a little bit. No off classes from MASIF coming in with a 50% overad. Sentry's just hit level
drop
2.
the medic. Go pyro. Where's the sentry though from
Oh,
Sam?
Geo gets sniped solidly by a nice rocket.
Sentry goes down. Dubious down.
Dubious down. Sam's locked in spawn. Geo's only on
Just
10
getting
here.
so many kills with this. Oh, but they do get over.
Yeah, it's very. Geo on
Get over.
16 will go down. Another good hold there. Was not looking good at first, but they managed to
Still
make
fight
something
and
of
they
it.
do still have hybrid advantage, but Pablo was on Realm there for a second. Backs off.
Soul putting some really solid spam on drop down there.
Being captured.
I don't think they
Yeah.
should have given up Spire for free at all there. I think they could
No,
have easily defended that.
I think they could have made something happen there, and now they're coming in, which is an interesting decision with 85% over, but it looks like they're making good progress across the point. Pablo goes down to Soul, but then Madness goes down to Sam. There's that matchup we were talking about earlier. And Ferali's,
Massive here. Just getting so many kills.
yeah, Geo also doing work though, and Ferali's back in lobby setting up, so he's obviously decided to concede the point a little bit earlier than the rest of his team. But now he's fallen back to last.
Time has been added.
Geo really shined there in that post-Uber fight. Just getting so
Indeed.
many frags. So
Once
3 or 4K.
again, MASIF find themselves at a 30% ad, and building quite nicely here. But
And that's something that Jasmine always used to do really well, is build Uber all the time. And I'm not sure if that's because of a scout that's vigilantly public kills around.
Pablo
That's such
doing
an
work.
important pick. They'll probably use the Uber anyway.
yeah, and the sentry goes down as well. So now MASIF really have the potential to go in. They've got 30% of Uber advantage to work with here, and it looks like they're Soul there just. That was a good decision to just jump in and force the players to come down to him, and if they don't, then that's that. And that's half time on Badlands, 3-1 to MASIF.
Yeah,
I'm just-
I think it's a bit closer than the scores suggest, but you know,
Yeah,
they did
there's-
take a round. I think
And there's been a
Straight
lot
for
of
them
back and
to
forth play. Like, that wasn't a particularly quick half, 17 minutes. You know, they're not whitewash fights, that's for sure. And looking at the damage now quickly, Geo just tearing away from anyone else with 5.4k, and the next highest was Sam on 3.2. Oh, sorry, my stats haven't ordered the right way. Let me correct that. Sorry, Geo on 5.4, Realm on 4.5, and then down to Dubious on 4. So, yeah, as you'd expect, Realm and Geo up the top there, followed by the Sully and Demo from Rack.
Madness is actually bottom damaging. That's a surprising stat. I don't think I've ever seen that before, in fact.
Indeed, but it's not like he's not doing work. He's
Yeah, he is.
getting frags. Like, how many frags does he have at the moment?
He does have 10 frags.
Yeah, which, you know, definitely isn't in trouble. 10 for 11. It's not a bad effort, really.
The new half has started, and it's like Realm is just playing on the train. Good bomb by Ton. Getting so much damage on Realm. Yes, he's forced to go behind the train. He does
Yeah.
the spam of Dubious.
Geo doing work underneath, but only on 91 health. Should go down.
Oh,
And
such
does.
a good mid by Rack there.
Mm.
Like, really impressive mid. Especially by Tonberry and Pablo.
The control point has been
Indeed.
The flank.
And Rack will have 15 seconds of ad here to work with if they get building quickly. Faith still with another 6 seconds
Why-
before it comes up.
That was really messy, them not building, especially when they have crits from spawn. Like, someone didn't meet Communist in spawn on the forward spawn, so... Well, he may have taken the forward spawn when he shouldn't have. I'm not quite sure what happened, but... Yeah, they should have had a bit more advantage than they do, but it is crits, so they will have the advantage anyway.
I'm going to jump on the Ferrila cam here.
Yep.
He's looking under at this stage, hoping for him to do some big work here. The sentry's in the back left again though, which can be a real problem when you're pushing with crits. Especially if that sentry can hit him before he gets a good view on the players on the top left. And he's going in from the top left at top. And that's the medic down. Very well played by Ferrila. Beautifully timed picking. The sentry has been spammed out here.
2 kills though from Jasmine. Isn't looking too good.
And Ferrila goes down as well. Really, really well done by Manus there to see the opportunity and strike. And again, quite a nice last hold coming off of such a quite poor start really to lose faith like that. With the pyro missing the reflect and then allowing that sticky through, you know, it's a beautiful hold. Now we've got a sniper at choke here. Is it Pablo? Pablo's on the sniper at the moment. He has a shot on the medic and he misses it. Oh, down to 4 health from the arrow from Faith. That would have been an interesting one really. Pablo had an open shot on him and then Faith nearly got him back.
Medic! Time has been added.
Pablo working from Spire now. Has another couple of shots on the soldier there. Looks like he's going to try and peek from under. Pretty standard sniper spot really. But now Jamie's on the Madness counter sniping takes the demo. Pablo's still going to try and push up. But Jamie does have a sentry. He's got a clear shot on the NG here, but he hasn't taken it. He's waiting for something a bit better. You can see Faith actually sitting in spawn there. And it looks to me like he's just waiting for that pick that would be so valuable right now, but...
I did use Christians before, it did absolutely nothing, and I'm pretty sad for them that they didn't realise that, you know, Communist, I know that the entire team died, but it still should have been quite the advantage to push on the next crits, and they didn't build it correctly.
Exactly, and even, like, with the...
Damn! Sorry, gets a sword kill on Madden.
Oh, good. Still on crits now, fighting against 100% Uber. Could be a challenge. They might, if Pablo can do some work here, there is potential for this to... Oh no, sorry, is Faith on... Faith isn't on crits, is he? No, he's not. Sorry, my HUD's just bugged out a little bit.
I just have no idea why these teams aren't using their Uber advantages.
Yeah, it's a little bit stagnant. Like, we've got a crits versus an Uber. I understand Faith sitting and waiting, but you know, I would be trying to recycle that crits at this stage, trying to get, even if it's just 1 or 2 picks and a force, or even just a force, and then just, you know, hightailing and legging for the hills, and then trying to reset and come back in with the crits advantage. But you know, these guys might have some genius Premier Division strats up their sleeves that I don't know about. Fingers crossed they do.
Maybe it was such a bad crits, like an accidental crits or something. They didn't know that they used crits.
Yeah, that is a possibility.
That's why they didn't use their Uber advantage.
Surely someone would have seen it and called it, but you never know. Stranger things have happened.
And
Right now though,
really aggressively sniping here with Geo. I actually really like that. Haven't seen that happen much.
Yeah, I just heard a headshot there, I'm not sure. Oh, the crits comes in, but a beautiful reflect. Coming in from Soul there. And that's another wasted crits. I would, if I was Faith, I'd like to see MASIF push off here with their 100% ad, or at least throw a player or 2 out there and see if they can get a pick. Because the reality is they can probably hold last here, 5v. And it looks like they're going to have a look, but they're quickly losing their disadvantage.
What kill Sam?
Oh,
Nice kill.
very well done to Jamie.
Gio's finally getting forward here. Good.
And Madness doing work as well. Pablo's still at choke sniping though, they're going to have to be careful. And there he goes, taking down the demo. But a good counter push really. Unfortunately,
Over.
had to pop there, which is very disappointing. But Madness is forcing players out left, right, and centre.
Oh, gee, it's just tunneling the medic. Oh,
And
there's
the crits, yeah. Doesn't do as much as I think they would like it to do there. MASIF still have player ad, but looks like now it could be. Faith gets a nice frag on Tomminist.
Frag going out left, right, and centre.
Yeah, that was a bit messy there, really. It was a bit wishy-washy, but Pablo's trying to get eyes on Faith. Does hit Mental Realm, but not with a headshot.
Well, almost gets the back cap there, but
And
unsuccessful. Does kill Sam.
did go down late though, so it's a 5v6 for another 15 seconds. But MASIF again find themselves with the uber advantage. It seems to be a reoccurring trend in this game for MASIF to really come out with the goods. And Faith getting very lucky there, walking into Tombury, but Tombury jumping out the door.
Jamie does get a kill on Ton, but gets sniped straight away by Pablo.
So it's going to be a 5v5 on mid by the looks, with MASIF having 50% ad. Realm jumps deep and does a lot of work, a huge amount of damage.
Really good by Realm.
Hits the medic, but they're in trouble now. I feel like they may be too deep.
Yep, they need to back up. They've capped the midpoint, that's all they wanted with that Uber.
Yeah,
Now they need to back up.
And they're looking at it, the routes coming in. Realm and Faith just deep like Navy SEALs there. Possibly, a beautiful fight by Ferrisar,
Our control point.
taking down Faith. But yeah, it was just a bit of overcommitment there, I think, from MASIF on that fight.
Massive overcommitment. I mean, when you use an Uber like that, all you're looking to just take mid, maybe get, if anyone's overextended, 1 or 2 kills. They got 1 kill, they got midpoint, and then they just all forwarded around the choke, and they know the enemy had an Uber. And
Yeah.
they didn't force, they didn't even need to force. Tommy still has this full Uber advantage.
Yeah, exactly, and it comes
Bill
back
just
to that basic principle of TF2 that's basically, recycle your Ubers. If you can get a pick in the mid and be at a slight disadvantage, you have the potential to work that again and try and get it better, but if you overextend and lose players, then it's, you're giving up. And Pablo should go down here. He was on 18 health for the entirety of that fight, but Gio just couldn't quite land the shotguns. And Tomminus has now popped. With Faith going down though, so we'll be adding again coming onto this last fight.
Our control
Go fast and
point
push last year.
captured.
Fight without Faith is only spawning in 4 seconds.
Jamie's on that NG again though, which has proven quite successful so far in this game. Gio getting very aggressive on the combo here, trying for a force. It looks sorry, Tomminus only has 40%. But Gio was absolutely balls deep there. We don't know if it achieved quite as much as he wanted. And Madness is sniping top right.
He's just running in lower right. He's in. Been spotted there. Oh, good kill.
Yeah, terrific work by Tom Ring to take down Mandus while he was sniping from inside spawn, nonetheless.
The control point is being contested.
And Rack had forced the Pyro to drop down, who's doing a lot of work here. Still up. Another. Oh no.
Oh, anyone's game here. Anyone's
Yeah,
point.
the sentry is still up there, so anyone
That's
that gets
sentry.
caught in that mid ground will have an absolute rough time. But again, MASIF holding well, coming out with 100% Uber ad. Doesn't look like they're. Oh, Geo is looking at going forwards, perhaps, to see if they can do something with this Uber. Oh, and they've changed their mind and coming back. Probably a safe decision at this. They are 3-1 up, and time is on their side. As much as I hate using time as a way to win games, but the reality is, MASIF don't have to push things right now. They've got 19 minutes on the clock and can, play it safe. I mean, this is the best position to do that, but they don't need to take big risks.
Yeah, that's another thing I've noticed watching Jasmine play here is they're a lot less risky now that they don't have Brute calling in their team. I think Brute's I'm not saying his calls were bad, but a lot more. They're a different style. They're more the IM sort of, always aggressive. Play style. They don't seem to be falling in as of this game. Being a lot more safe.
I think Brutalix was also, from when I played with him, it was before he was playing for Desmond, but he was a little bit more directive as well. Like, it was very much that we're going now, and everyone would follow his lead. Whereas who knows who's calling right now. But again, like, a nice hold by MASIF.
Pablo's just
Pablo's got quite a few nice shots there, and this should be it really. Rack should come through with the goods, and I think they.
Pablo be wrong. SMG comes out. Dirty, but he gets
beautiful work from Pablo. In reality, another headshot would have been lovely. He I think, I would go as far as to say he won them that fight with a few of the shots he made just then.
He got 3 or 4 headshots in that fight, 2, 3 kills, and plus the one at the end.
I believe so. And you know, those clutch plays, they're just, you know, they can win matches.
Watching Ferrisar in this mid, he gets destroyed in time by Realm again. Oh,
Realm
the soldiers
took some big rockets.
Right. Just
again.
So much work for Judgment on this mid.
And
let's get his man.
There's the rack point again.
Yeah, those are
80% add.
Really well played mid by the rack soldiers and Pablo.
They only lost Ferrisar there, and again he went down very early in the mid, but the strength from the other players just coming through, and doing the work. You know, and the
Ferrisar's obviously having a hard time with this whole rollout we've described it. He got to mid, was beaten by Realm, and he put like 3 stickies on the train from house, just trying to counter solve. He's obviously having a bit problem. The Geo comes in and lobby, forces the Uber early from.
And yet again, the Sentry still up and still doing work, forcing the players to the left hand side. The Plurry is up the point here.
With the reach left. As you said, the Sentry. But Pablo sneaks off.
Pablo, yeah, he really, that was just a bit of a rookie mistake really there. That was, you know, Pablo just committed and nobody was there to do it. No stickies on the point, which I'm a culprit of myself, but yeah, they were looking really strong there with that Sentry yet again. And Realm has just, on this next mid, absolutely destroyed Ferrisar again. He's been forced to play from window the last few mids.
Maybe he goes down early with Dubious.
Yeah, early picks.
Looking like a Judgment mid. Madness getting a kill on Pablo there.
Yeah, if Tominus can stay up there, there's plenty of potential to definitely hold second, and slow this push down. One thing I have noticed actually, and you might be able to fill me in here, Cam, was when I was learning TF2, which was, you know, well, competitive TF2. I mean, obviously you're still learning, but there was the general rule of if your demo goes down in the first 10 seconds of the mid, you leave. But tonight, Rack have been having some really strong mids, but Ferrisar has been going down, you know, in the first 3 or 4 seconds of the mid, and the strength from the soldiers just coming through and really shining to sort of clean up off the little that Ferrisar has done.
Yeah, and just before main here at the top left, use their advantage.
So straight to the point.
As usually, this Pirate like both teams being really pressing me, but yeah, good defense.
And yet again, that Sentry in the back of spawn, just not easy to spam at all from where it is, and can cover the front of the point. So doing a lot of work.
Yeah, I think that Rack, will be pushing Spike good, not sitting there on last wasting advantage.
It's great to see them pushing out this aggressively, and they really have done well here. They've got there and pushed the other team out of the corner. Pablo's the only one on Spire, and allowing the rest of the team to work up to the chokes and hold anything back.
Well, they've been pushing mid with the super advantage. I really like the fast use of the advantage, trying to take 2 points with it, you know?
Yeah, I completely agree. And Faith now has hit 100%, so they really need to get on this point, because if MASIF are keen, they could contest it. And here they come, they've done tonight. And they've done a terrific job, Geo leading that push tonight.
The caught behind.
Pablo is on
so
Faith.
scared for them. Tom's gonna just die late.
And
like, really
Rack's coming back in though, in the form of Tom and.
late. Run, Tom! Oh, he's gonna survive!
He is too. Is he? Oh no, there's scouts chasing. He almost like 60%. What would you have done there, Cam? What do you think he would have gone into the forward spawn and swapped out, or do you think he would have tried to conserve?
I don't think there was any way he was going to get out of that alive. You could see that no one was chasing him immediately through the diag resup area, so they would have to be chasing him from the corner.
Yeah, very true. Ferriside getting a bit of a lucky kill there on Soul.
Our control point is being captured.
It looks like Jasmine will have the Spire. Yeah.
Yeah, and
they will push
again,
on to last with the super advantage.
Exactly. Again, it's MASIF that have come through with the huge Uber ad coming into this last 50% at the moment if they choose to go quickly. But Rack is grinding hard. We might see an off class.
Ferriside definitely got greedy there. After you got those 2 kills, you should have took the time advantage you got there and not died, so they could forward hold. But now they will be using their advantage, Jasmine, and this looks like an easy flip. Oh, but they can do get Uber. It's good.
Yeah, very, very well held there. Again, a surprisingly well held point. This game seems to be one off the last defences, really.
Yeah, very slow use of their Uber advantage. Like, they shouldn't have let Rack get that Uber. I think they should have pushed a lot faster.
Yeah, I think 50% really. It should almost be guaranteed last at this level of play.
Yeah.
You know, there's no way that a team with the experience of MASIF should lose a fight to that. But Tombury was
beautiful Tom.
On Faith. And Rack looks like they're going to easily take Spy here and will come out of it with 100% ad pushing onto mid.
Our control point is being captured.
The reality is they could definitely get going now and just leave. Oh, they've already capped Spy. It's true. I'm a bit behind the times.
I think there was someone on the back cap, but
indeed there is. There's that Jamie is behind. This is one of those times I suppose the stuff oh, maybe not. I was hoping he would go ham and we'd see the form that he has the potential to make. Either way though, dragged a couple of players back and the Uber has been used, so I missed that.
I'm not sure what that Uber was for, like it didn't do anything and must have forced it for something from spam, but I didn't really see a need for it.
Faith has gone down again though, so if Tominus can stay up here, although I would like to see some pressure on him maybe. And there is a scout just pushing him into lobby.
Our control point is being captured.
But yeah, 50% add to Rack here defending from bats. Looks like they're going for a forward hold.
I'm gonna say this is one of the forward holds probably set up I've seen from Racks. Like Ferrisar is usually dead or they don't have anyone alive to watch drop down or something. So they will actually get Uber, but they had Uber advantage anyway.
They're moving into trash here or pocket. And the blue scout has been caught out. Is that someone leaking into last? Yeah, there's a Sully on last. Does he have enough time?
Oh, Pablo.
Mighty me. I was shaking in my boots in preparation for that cap, but it didn't quite happen.
It's very risky to be fighting Spire now with that such low cap time. Oh, they do get a force, but they're all gonna die because...
Yeah, and the reality is, if a scout could leak here, there's no one on last right now. And I think Jamie's going to have a look at it. He's going bottom left. They're all sitting on point now and have good position, so he's out again.
Sam sniping top left, or he doesn't swap on. Looks like they're gonna try and push this Uber advantage. Bit risky unless you can get some kills in
yeah, looks like they're looking at it now. They've almost been caught out there, just trying to have a quick tickle of the pickle. But now they've been forced back, and that's really they don't have an opportunity to go anymore. They've lost their 40% ad, and it looks like they're just going to wait it out. At this stage they know off classes, which I think is the first hold we've seen this game on a last without an NG or a sniper or a pyro. Although Pablo wouldn't be surprised. No? Sticking to scout.
Sam goes down for spam.
Oh, and this has looked very convincingly. Although Tom
better Uber, but they're not
Tom
gonna have
has a
time
much
to
better
spawn.
Uber. Yeah, still 7 seconds before the spawns. A beautiful flash of the demo there by Tominus.
Our control point
He's
has
almost
been
saved that like meeting soul, but well, they didn't have spawns in time.
Indeed. This is becoming a
this mid because he seems to be going massive, like Tonda and Dubious for Rack. If they win, it's usually because of their sword progression.
I think at the moment they're definitely carrying the weight, and I think that MASIF really to win these mids will have to shut them down, because at the moment Ferrisar isn't doing much, but Tombury goes down very early.
Effectively doing nothing as the light comes on him.
Yeah, it's the shiver of the grave. But yeah, Ferrilar, the only one left up, and Geo's on the hunt.
Probably does get the kill on Fade though.
Geo's prowling behind enemy lines here. He's currently in the red lobby. Seeing what
I don't
he
like
can
his
do.
position at all. Like he should be goblining if he's doing something.
Yeah. I'm not sure what he's thinking right now.
Okay, he's breakfast.
And it'll be an even Uber pushing on to last at this stage. Spy off class coming out from Soul. I'm going to jump on the Soul cam and see what he can do.
Sol is known for his spy players.
Yeah, he's waiting it out until even Ubers, I suppose, and this might come into a time where they might go for the recycling that we were talking about earlier, of just using the utility play, and if it doesn't work, just resetting and trying something else, or even the same
This
thing
guy's his
again
friendly
until they
demo
work.
man. I'd like to point that out as well.
That is a bit different. Oh, he's just changed disguise. He's now disguised as enemy demo man. Rowan actually have view model turns on, so I can't actually tell when he cloaks. I'm assuming he
is
has
cloaked
now.
Yep.
And pretty standard work here, going for the bottom left to try and get behind the combo.
Will they notice? Oh,
Or
I think they spotted him.
Surely they spotted him.
Yep.
They have?
Tominus has, yeah.
Oh.
Push boys.
Pablo, doing work simultaneously. Plenty of potential to try and make some room here. Ferrisar,
Oh, they use first.
quite late for
Attacking
this fight
Spire.
though.
Everyone get out, please. Like,
Yeah.
this is gonna go horribly
They've
wrong.
got to leave. Looks like Dubious is going to...
Real
Oh dear, Ram.
massive midi on Verisar. That was huge.
And... Oh, well done to Dubious for the pick on Faith there, but I don't think it'll be enough. The reality is I think he was a little bit overzealous there to try and get into that last.
And everyone just runs for the point, but Sam is on heavy, so they all just melt.
And I actually just accidentally unplugged all 3 of my monitors then, so I have no idea what happened in that fight, but definitely not what I expected.
Alert. Our control point has been captured.
Could be an interesting one to push now.
Oh, good kills by
Yeah,
Sam.
that's what I'm saying. They can really collapse in this grid right now. Faith is a long way back. And as Sam's just pointed out, they have the reset right there to go and work off of. Nice arrow by Faith, but
I'm gonna push on to mid, but gotta watch out for the Zuba.
Yeah,
The plan should be
if they,
make them use Zuba to block mid, then run.
yeah, exactly. Right now, Sam trying to get behind.
They're all stuck in too far. They all... The first part of the plan was executed perfectly, but then they just got in too far and committed. Now they lost Tommy
like
and Sam.
that must have just been a mistracking in the Ubers. Like they were just far too deep then. Well, we can say that as onlookers, but who knows what they were thinking. But they all just seemed to be a bit clumped on the point as well. Like if they were tracking the Ubers, you'd hope that if they wanted to play aggressively, they at least would have been a bit spread across the point. Whereas they were taking splash and kills from everyone.
They did get the force out of Communist, so it will be relatively... they're perfectly even Ubers.
Yeah, it will be again an even Uber onto the last push and no... Well,
they're going to fight Spy. I really like this.
Fight Spy.
Oh, they didn't wait 90 seconds.
They did not.
They didn't wait 90 seconds, so they must have backcapped.
Yeah, I'm assuming so.
Jasmine.
I'm having a look at the logs now.
I was going to say, I was really liking fighting that, but...
2-2, so MASIF got the points there. Geo and Realm again doing huge damage. 8.8 to Geo in that half alone, and Realm doing 7. With Dubious and Sam coming in at about 6.5 each. Interesting though, the heals, I don't know if you're having a look at the moment, Campbell, but almost identical spreads across both teams, with the Pocket getting 40% and the Demo getting around 25-ish.
Really impressed by Madness and Sam's heals in that half. Just really good scout heals.
Yeah,
especially
I think
Sam.
Jamie managed to go 14 for 13 that half. With the smallest amount of heals of anyone in the game, only 5.2%, so 300 heals, and still doing work.
But yeah, Geo is just such a monster in the logs. I've barely ever seen anyone outdamage Geo when playing against him. He just seems to have some sort of gypsy sort of...
Yeah. And it doesn't matter even if he's murking for another team. Like, he still just does a huge amount of work. Like 24 for 18 in that half is absolutely insane. The only person that came close on kills was Pablo, actually, with 23 for 14. But Geo put out a lot more damage than he took.
Surprised me about Sam as well. Sam did quite a lot of damage, but I didn't really notice him in that game as much as, say, Pablo.
Yeah, I'd agree. That actually surprised me a little bit. I was expecting Sam to be a real centre figure, but I suppose as a sub, he may just be trying to slot into place and work around Pablo and the rest of the team and what they're doing.
Yeah, I think Ferrisar definitely is having a bad day on Badlands versus Realm and Soul.
For sure, and I think personally, coming up on Process now, Ferrisar may have a bit more of an opportunity to do some work, because although the rollout's still incredibly important to be there quickly, you do have a lot more options as far as the distance that you move. I don't know if that makes sense, but basically to get a predictive sticky, I find on Process mid is a lot harder than on Badlands, where they've only really got the 3 places that they're going to be, whereas here the Demo can come out of choke and move around and work a huge ground area.
Yeah. I think Process's Demo Man on the mids comes down to the rollout and how confident you are in your positioning. So you can do the fast rollout. If you can do it consistently, I'd say do it all the time. But if you can't do it consistently, some people like to have the confidence that they can, and a lot of rollouts get screwed up by the Demo Man not hitting it correctly and then coming into mid on red health and then trying to take the same positioning as if he hit it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
If you try and take that big pack on low health against a faster Demo, you're really in trouble. It's a lot safer to just work off the little pack and wait to heals and try and recuperate after a bit of a boogle, I suppose. But I think, Realm will definitely be one to watch on this mid, but in the same sense, I wouldn't be surprised if Tomry and Soul came alive. I don't know how many of these guys are at this level. The fast rollout for Roma is considered effective, but As you said, jumping into sewer or kitchen or whatever it's called is definitely an interesting strategy that we might see come out tonight.
I'm not sure how often Sol actually goes into the enemy sewers. I remember when he used to try to do it against our team, it never really worked as well as someone like Rain. But he does really love to get into the enemy IT. That's his favourite thing to do.
And we could see that as you know, everything has its ups and downs. Though, like playing IT gives the other team a huge amount of time to do work on mid before they have to worry about you if you're coming from behind. But I suppose we'll wait and see what he's feeling. I might watch Realm on the first rollout and then swap over to Sol for the second. And
yeah, I don't have any doubt at all that Realm can definitely hit the fast rollout. He's got a very consistent rollout. I mean,
he's
probably going to screw it up now that I said that.
Yeah, probably jinxed him. But yeah, tonight he's definitely been playing consistently, doing a huge amount of work on Badlands. Very, very solid.
But yeah, I actually haven't seen Ferrisar play demo that much. I mean, a little bit, but you know, his heyday. I mean, he was playing Soldier, I think, anyway. So
yeah, he was.
I haven't really experienced what he has to bring to the table, and I think the Badlands was a really not a really good showing in terms of unfairness to him because of the experience factor that Ron was allowed to dominate over him in the rollout, just the speed of the rollout. So you couldn't really get to see much of what he's got, but on process it's a lot more forgiving, I'd say.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm hoping that we get to see a bit more of Ferrisar this game because of that. Because right now I think with the way Rack's been playing in their combo and solis, I think if Ferrisar could come alive, there'd be a lot of potential for a really tight match here. But unfortunately, at this stage, he's just not quite there. And as you say, like it's I don't think he's been playing demo for that long. I personally have never played against him when he's been playing demo, but
So, when in MGS, Tom definitely could not do the fast rollout 1 out of 10 tries. I'm looking to see if he's improved that rate a little bit.
I think he will have personally, based on a few of the rollouts I've seen him do over the last little while. I think he definitely has the potential to do it. He could always go for the Brodogs option and start a thread about fast rolling out on process.
Yeah.
To get hints and tips. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see. I think a lot of Romans can do a lot of work without it. It's one of those things that I think really should be a specialty rather than a standard.
Yeah, I definitely
play.
agree.
But it looks like we're going live again here, so I'm going to watch Realm, who so far has smashed his rollout.
Really
they're quite quick, and again, Ferrisar's nowhere to be seen.
Fighting Soul around IT. Typical. Pablo goes down to spam pipe and Realm.
Realm's pipe is running, and he's jumping into combo here. Realm is going deep like a Navy SEAL again after the medic, but he should almost go down. No, he's got good heals coming to him. Really well played mid. Like that was just Realm in a nutshell doing work. The speed difference between him and Ferrisar there was just, it absolutely nullified.
I'm really not sure what happened to Ferrisar. I'm not sure if the first sticky that Realm threw out hit him, and then the second one did as well, or if he was just low into mid.
I don't think so, because Realm's stickies, I don't think were even really that close to him at first. Realm got very deep on the left-hand side and threw rollers into the choke and managed to get a direct and a rolly on Pablo. And then it was just almost a collapse.
Even Uber's right now with Madness on the offensive sniper, but I'd like to comment that since the demo nerf, I think Realm might be the only demo that's actually conquered that a little bit, just because of the way he plays. He's a lot more defensively positioned in general and likes to spam pipes a lot, which is what demo, in my opinion, has sort of become. Like,
Yeah,
to more
definitely.
about traps and pipes, how you should play, in my personal opinion, and he's really shined because he's got such good pipe aim from not only close up but far as well. You can see that spam pipe. He knows the angles to hit pipes on every map really effectively, like Pablo getting killed early on that mid. Madness does die to Pablo there.
Yeah, but as we say, there could just be a recycle here. They could just bring Madness up again as a sniper or a spy and go again. But it looks like Rack's very eager to go here.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? What do you think about the demo?
Well, I think that there's been a fair bit of tinkering with it lately. Playing demo for the last 2 seasons has opened my eyes to a lot about sort of the demo mechanics. But playing it as, I suppose, a mid to lower division demo in Div 3, I think pipes were a big factor. I mean, you look at someone like Oni, who's currently playing in Div 2 for Smug, I believe. I'm not sure what their name is, but Rand Siblings team is what a lot of people refer to them as. He's got that exact same playstyle, in my opinion. He'll, particularly on Vi, he knows exactly the angles to spam his pipes, and where to hide traps to really do a lot of work. And I think that there's still a huge strength in demos just being able to, walk forward and do damage. But as you say, I think there has to be that slight adaptation to counter for that. And Geo on Sniper.
Yeah, Geo actually gets the pick on Pablo there, showing that Pablo, I'm a good sniper as well. It's not only
doing the challenge.
not only Madness here.
Faith
This was actually on Soldier there. He got taken out by Doobie.
and Faith is forced, but so is Tom. So Soul's having a good look here. Once again, going for the odd tickle of the pickle, but Soul could possibly consider. Nope, forget what I said.
Sam won't have any of this. Just clean up everyone until he dies to Madness.
Well, it looks like it goes down there, but he made a hit. Ferrisar actually getting turned. It's nice to see a couple of nice pipes come out of him. But Sam, they're doing a lot of work to give them the position to be allowed to walk Ferrisar forward like that. Which is exactly what a scout like Sam should be doing, really, is trying to make those opportunities for Ferrisar to walk forward and do damage, because that might be one of the few ways that he can really come alive. Pablo here, juking on 30 HP, doing very well.
Yeah, I was watching that as well. That's eventually.
It was a nice bit of play. And again, though, Geo doing some solid work to slow things down.
Soldier aggression from Rack, just so impressive. 2 easy kills there. That fight. Seems like the soldiers sort of come in before everyone else. Oh,
That was a beautiful bit of work by Madness.
Got popped up with the sniper.
Yeah, he got bounced by the rocket as he came through, and then Madness just absolutely smished him out of the sky.
And Tonberry coming in behind the medic, but he's running into him straight up. Just dodging those rockets. He does get spotted, I think, with those rockets.
I believe so. It'll be interesting to see what he does here. It looks like he's gonna re-look at IT, possibly. I think he's been spotted again. Yeah, he has.
He's just gonna pistol. He might be going back to spawn now, there.
Yeah, I think that
Yeah, he's giving up.
Probably a good call there. I love the good old spy play, but the reality is, once you're spotted, it's limited what options you have other than to sort of slow the other team down.
It's not the backstab that hurts you, it's the mass chat logs after the game.
Yeah. Both of us going off. Only a level 1 sentry up here. So level 2 sentry is deep on the left hand side, which is quite a popular spot. Oh, and Madness doing work again.
feel Sam, but Pablo. Nice direct rocket there.
Pablo's getting very deep there, but Geo gets caught out with a sentry and then finished off by Ferrisar. Just overstepping his mark a fraction there.
Nice fight by Ferrisar there. They will clean up most of Jasmine. Just got to worry about Jamie going for the back cap. But, dubious. Flash rocket. That's like the oldest.
Sam's keen here, and that's the end of that. Jamie says no. Now it's even Uber's 2-player advantage, soon to be 1-player advantage, but still 7 seconds before Sam's up, which is a big deal. And that sentry going down is a very big deal as well. Massive getting really good position here, and holding this Uber absolutely deliciously.
To get a bit destroyed by Geo there. Looks like Jasmine will come this point
indeed.
with Sam going down. Sort of weird defensive positioning. I felt lost in that fight.
Yeah, it was a bit unique. MASIF got really nice position on the height, on the far right, and could then just hold their Uber off for as long as they wanted, which really put Rack in a point of trouble.
Ooh, that's really strange. Both Sol and Geo got really far forward near IT, and Sol's still there. Who did back off?
Yeah, MASIF getting beautiful early position here, completely locking out Rack again. I'm very keen to get going. Pushing Sura at this stage.
Geo actually did run Gumbo to that mid, and that's why they were both fast. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, and Pablo did snipe to hold this second. I'm not sure if he was sniping on the rollout, I didn't see him, but sounds like he's taking shots. And Faith caught out here, in a lot of trouble.
Sam isn't having any of this post-fight. He gets a million kills. Ferrisar gets some kills as well.
Yeah, 100% add to Rack, pushing on to mid here. Really, I think they could and should make 2 points out of this if they go as a team.
I think they should go fast through IT, catch these remaining players off.
Yeah, indeed.
They know they'll have the forward spawns.
Faith has only just started healing though, so we've got 3 overhealed players, 5 overhealed players on MASIF, and only 3 at the moment on Rack. But I think that Rack should really be taking this opportunity. I mean, they do have time, but it is...
They've been spotted so early, and the spam's really nice from Jasmine here. And there's a trap above. They've got to check
Ferrisar's deep beautiful combination of the fight and the snipe.
Anyway. I think it was actually better that he died, because he would have dropped Communist.
The control point is being contested.
And
they might get second here, like Sam's being aggressive, but
it's 85% Uber here, so yeah, it looks like they've just decided to concede this point.
Yeah, nice play by Sam, and Pablo would have blown their heads off anyway.
Yeah, again, it was a bit of a risky start, but here MASIF is going in.
Geo with the crazy one. Oh, Geo. Destroying Ferrisar there.
Indeed.
Ton will get caught out as well. Or dubious one.
And a lovely retake from MASIF. But the sniping from Pablo is still going hard. This is a map that I know Pablo is quite fancy on the sniper.
Yeah, he's a threat. I think pretty much all Div 1 snipers now, you need to take them into account.
Oh,
Back in the day,
especially on a map,
a lot of them didn't
process.
Really matter in terms of you could be a bit lax, but players like Sam, Madness, Pablo are really constructive, and you need to play differently, otherwise you will.
Yeah, you've got to take it into account.
Get punished.
Like, Pablo, there he is, exactly what we're talking about. I remember actually. Wow, he's solid shots.
Look at the close range. Oh no, he always pulls out that SMG. He's not as aggressive as I remember him being with the close range.
Yeah, I remember when Pablo first kind of came onto the scene, and there was a lot of controversy about a few of his YouTube videos. But I think he has proven that he is quite a capable sniper. He's been to LAN. Confirmed.
100% confirmed. But
I'm sure there'd still be people in the other Fortress community that doubt it, but that's just the stock standard competitive gaming community, isn't it? Really, anyone that can shoot fast you must be hacking.
Time has been added.
Jasmine are being really aggressive here. Realm is alone fighting everyone.
Going 1-for-1
Geo
at this
finally comes
stage.
in. Oh, nice pipe. Playing Jamie there. If he kills Madness, Geo will just kill the
solid.
entire enemy team.
Yeah, again, solid play from Geo. Doing a lot of work. But again, it's 13 minutes in and it's only 2-0, so although Rack's, on the scoreboard not looking super right now, they're quality games. And Rack has definitely shown they have the potential to get points here. It's just they're struggling to convert on their final pushes.
I've got Geo this mid. Doesn't opt to go gunboats fast roll out this time. Sol tried it, but he's really low getting into it back.
He's playing quite passively at this stage, but Realm does go down. Geo almost hung out to try there actually.
Pablo.
Sat there watching him.
Really good mid by Pablo getting 2 early kills. 3 kills.
And yeah,
Must be.
Geo, Jamie and Faith are out and heading to
Time
last.
has been added.
Pablo's actually really impressive in both maps here.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to say he's probably the scout that has the most impact on the game, on these games.
I'd say so at this stage. Which does surprise me a little bit, but fair dues to him. Playing very well. There's Madness doing some work. Indeed, I think I'd still have my money on Madness in the 1v1 sniping, but overall Pablo, as you say, having a big impact. MASIF going forward again. Geo jumping in, seeing what he can do. Doing a lot of damage.
Get forced there. Did not want to get forced there, but hopefully they will get some kills with this. Yeah, Jamie does get caught overextending. Snipers, they can just all plus forward.
Madness is doing a lot of work to Sam though on Sniper.
The SMG
brought out the
tracking.
SMG and just sprayed him down. And again, is doing a lot of work. Oh, but he's been snuck up on there. And Pablo giving him a challenge, hitting 2 headshots in quick succession.
Pablo's on fire tonight. He's just hitting so many headshots.
I have swapped to the Pablo cam. I'm hoping he'll manage to keep getting turned while I watch.
Thanks, Doc.
He's just peaking some pretty tight angles in lobby. The Ubers are even here, but he's electing to snipe from sewer, which is a bit of an interesting decision at this stage, but
Medic! Thanks, mate.
It's getting a bit more wrestling posture. Gonna take the fight with
indeed.
Madness.
and a nice option to rotate out of there after taking a shot as well and try somewhere else. Hitting the soldier there, but not a headshot. Oh, there's the headshot coming out, and there's the body shot as well. Beautiful work from Pablo. And catching Faith very forward here, forcing a pretty quick Uber.
This is not what I want to see. Like, Pablo gets the kill on Sol, and then Tom Yunus uses Uber first to attack last.
Yeah,
they should give
should
him
be
more position to go get more kills, or force the medic, or just throw Ton at them or something.
Exactly, and throwing Ton for the force there would have been like, Faith was caught in lobby. There was no way he could get out, and Tom was still forced to pop, but Pablo just coming in with the goods.
Hitting so many pipes in that fight, killed everyone pretty much. Just really turned it on for process.
Which is what we're hoping to see.
Yeah.
And I'm going to actually jump on the Ferritar cam for this rollout.
Just so I say that, he screws up his first sticky pretty monumentally.
Yeah.
He goes sewers. Oh, no,
And he takes a lot of damage on his rollout as well, and way behind Ron. But he does manage to get the kit while taking a bit of damage. Throwing the soldier into his combo. Getting a bit lucky there.
Worth for that
Indeed.
kill.
Indeed. So, Ferrisar. Oh, Ferrisar!
Our control point
There
has
we
been
go.
Oh, please, please,
that was
just
very
get killed by
nice
Medic.
indeed.
Oh my god, I'm so scared.
Time has been added.
Just then.
It's just,
I
You
should
gotta-
never be scared because you'll just take on 3 players at once and or 2, you know.
yeah.
Just out
You
two
gotta-
more at once.
Sometimes you've just got to risk it for the biscuit, really, don't you? And Ferrisar just demonstrated that occasionally it does pay off. Making a pretty big play there. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, though. At the exact opposite end of the field, as such, to where we were only a couple of minutes ago. And MASIF looking very aggressive here. MASIF have taken good position here, but both teams only at 50% over.
Alert. Our control point is being captured.
Geo did a
all
lot
losing
of
players.
damage.
Dubious. 3 kills.
And Faith goes
Kills
down.
really far. Fate does kill Sam. Throwing out the binds of dead chat.
Alert.
Now Jamie's
Control point is being
having a look at
contested.
IT here, but is elected to leave. I was hoping to see him go for a play or maybe even a back cap there, but would have been very pushed for time if he didn't make his decision early.
And they've got full of advantage, but Ferrisar's pretty forward alone in IT. Here we go, the rest of his team joined him.
Jamie in particular playing very passive here. Knowing they're at 50% override, but in comes Rack. And Realm is very
nice pipe.
exposed here.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
That's all they need to just get mid now. Or go for the medic, that's your 2 options. And Ferrisar's balls deep in.
They're very committed to this fight now. And it looks like Sam's making work happen.
Time
Are
has
they
been
getting
added.
kills
fact-
though?
Yeah, and a nice conversion. I think MASIF would be very silly to come out and contest this now.
Time
Dubious
has
to
been
be
added.
nice little pickup of some metal there.
Or Ferrisar, or they do get forced. It's not what they want to use Uber for.
No,
But they do get 2 kills.
Tomius is.
Charlie.
Oh, actually, Tomius is in a lot of trouble.
Geo! Oh, Geo just,
Absolutely stunning by Geo.
you're just being Geo.
Yeah, and he's one of those players tonight, like, that really has been one to watch. Just consistently making confident and like pretty clutch plays, really. I think that Tominus was probably only about 5% off over there.
Yeah, I thought they would have Uber in time to defend Spire, but I don't think they were building correctly. Or
No, it
optimum
was-
efficiency.
They weren't grinding at all on
Yeah.
their retreat, which I suppose is fair enough when you're running back to your opposition. But the reality is, if they'd shot a couple of rockets into themselves, they probably would have had it before Geo got there and been able to turn that around.
Yeah, I think Rack definitely made the best of that, but at the same time, I don't think they should have been allowed to take Spire. But,
Yeah.
yeah.
And Geo's even going very aggressive. Oh, Pablo with a huge headshot on Geo, while double jumping across the top of the point.
Oh, and they will defend, try and retake mid hit against Soul. Realm's still caught in with the scout. They don't follow up. They just
The control point is being
The
contested.
back is going on, and Rank has been forced to retreat here. MASIF coming in. Realm going very aggressively on the medic here, but will get pushed back by Sam. And Jamie doing a bit of work behind the sides.
hitting so many direct rockets in that choke.
And this choke
Oh.
really is just so spammable, isn't it?
Yeah, that med spam by Geo there is
That's
really...
it.
there's
Oh,
what-
and there goes Tommyist.
Oh, Geo's
And
in.
100% add.
Kills Pablo.
Ferrisar is electing to
They
stay
can't
in
get
here.
forced here. Yeah, that's really... It's good that they're out now. I would have been sad, cried if they forced.
It was a good team decision as well for Rack to sit in there. But Ferrisar taking a direct pipe and choke. Pablo is elected to stay on sniper yet again.
No one met Tominus at spawn then, which is, I mean, it's not the biggest of deals, but it seems to be a reoccurring thing that's happening from even Badlands. No one's meeting Tominus at spawn.
Yeah, it was, what did it say, 8.2 seconds there between the spawn and the hill rate, which, you know, can be a huge difference. That's a quarter of an Uber, pretty much, so... But Geo and Jamie doing work.
Yeah, we'll kill everyone with his Uber advantage anyway. We're getting some good pipe
Yeah,
kills
this
as
is
well.
a 3v1 here.
They didn't cap Spy, they forgot to cap.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but Sam only on 55, so if they've had the point there, it would have been a... Oh, and they're going for it anyway here. Sam doing a lot of work.
Yeah, nice kill by Sam. Tonberry to hold it, and it'll be relatively even.
Yeah, just gonna reset, I think.
Down to the mistake of not forgetting to cap the second time. Oh, but I don't like how they're so forward fighting that.
Yeah, that was very much an overstep of the mark.
If anything, Jasmine had the Uber advantage. You know, I don't know what.
Yeah.
I mean, it was very.
And to get your medic in a choke like that, it's just such a risky play. And against a combo that has Geo in it, I don't know if it's worth the risk personally. But Soul getting out of that luckily on 9 HP, the only member left alive. So again, Rack have managed to turn something that didn't look particularly good into something with a bit of potential.
I don't understand.
I almost stopped watching that because I thought it was a done deal, and I was grabbing a sip of wine, and then next thing you know, Soul's the only one up on 9 HP. Soul almost getting midded there. But there is a scout behind Rack here, and it's Jamie
behind as well.
Jamie did a lot of work there getting the medic and really upsetting that push for Rack, just forcing all the players to turn around, which just gave the rest of the team such an opportunity to collapse upon them. And Pablo trying to make something happen there, but just too solid by Geo.
Alert. Our control point captured.
And making the Hail Mary sentry that will defend them from 100% Uber to sad.
Yeah, and again, MASIF are the ones that have managed to maintain the Uber here.
Up to Pablo to kill Faith, drop him, headshot.
Yeah, I think
they use
they've used, which is probably a wise decision with the way Pablo's playing. He's elected to. He's actually elected to stay on sniper, which might be costly now. He's managed to get spawners, spot back to scout. The sentry's still up, so again, Pablo getting out on 1 there to re-enter.
2v2.
And the sentry basically acting as the hard carry right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think the reality is that sentry had heavy shoulders.
Yeah, that was actually really well played.
It didn't go down in the first Uber push, and after that it was really a lot of commitment from, I'm not sure who it was playing energy, but just kept it alive.
Sam and Pablo just kept Geo in the air, just bouncing it up and down. It was the longest I've ever seen anyone float in the air, right then. That would have been really fun for Geo.
Yeah, it's exactly what you want, it's the soldier jumping, isn't it really? Dubious walking over the stickies. Living life on the edge. Pretty much even Ubers again coming into this fight.
Yep, and Geo will be sniping actually.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually jump on the Geo cam. He's very formidable at most of the classes he touches, I think.
Geo's definitely one of those players who can pretty much play any class at an extremely high level. He's been around for quite a long time. Not as long as others. But
yeah. I think I completely agree. I think there isn't really a class that I wouldn't trust Geo on to play in pretty much any Prem team at the moment right now. I know he was playing. Did he play for MGS for a short amount of time on, or was it MGC
It was
on demo?
MGC as demo, and he is a very strong demo.
Yeah, I remember it was a huge turning point. In many ways, for my personal perception of MGC, playing on PH at the time with Dice and Milkmaiden. It became a very formidable lineup after being one that we didn't particularly think was a huge risk, to one that really, with a couple of lineups. Geo actually absolutely got a sneaky peek there.
Geo proving that, you know, Madness, get out of the way, I want to do some sniping.
Yeah, basically proving what we were just talking about. Again, pulling off a lovely shot on Ferrisar there, and now turning around to take on the scout behind.
And that's got to be around unless Tonberry is on last, so he can't do much.
Geo is having a peek. It's missed both his shots, but I don't think it'll really matter at this stage.
They do have full advantage.
Yeah, Geo
That
gets
will
the
be
demo as well. But props to Geo there, making a couple of absolutely lovely plays. And that shot on Tommy just getting his scout to peek the doors and taking a quick snap. You know, great teamwork and beautiful individual play at the same time, which is, I suppose, what we're here to see.
It's definitely that kind of stuff that sets you know, the mid to top Div 1 from the rest of the community. Just those type of really coordinated team plays.
Yeah, and it is something so simple, but the reality is that's the kind of thing you usually see on a Badlands last, getting someone to pick the doors. But you know, you want to draw things back to the basics, because the reality is, like, on a basic level, Team Fortress 2 isn't particularly complicated. I'm not a huge knowledge base, don't get me wrong, but if you break it down and apply the simpler things to the more complicated situations regularly, I think you'll find that you come out on top.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful game, and there's actually quite a lot of different playstyles that can emerge with how reactionary you want to be versus how into set plays you in every situation that you want to be.
Yeah, indeed. And we're off again here. Just a quick half time there. Ferrisar really having trouble on this rollout, hitting on 80. Realm.
Those type of angles are what I'm talking about. Realm.
Exactly.
He knows the exact angle to hit. You know, the typical slow demo man. You know, and he knows angles for all different classes and where they're going to be at exact certain times. He goes through it in the server with people in the past. I've seen him just go through stuff like that in the server, which is
and it's that kind of commitment and time that brings things out. Like, there have been a few plays around that have been just hours equal good players, but it's all about using your time wisely, which is something I've never done, and probably why I'm still in Div 3. But you know, it's you know, that kind of commitment to sitting down with your team and saying, well, how can we improve, and what can we work on an individual and team level, to really make a benefit to our team play. And Geo's sniping again, getting some nice shots on the run here, but
surprised by that. Maybe, you know, Madness isn't feeling it, even though he has been going pretty big, and maybe Geo is just saying, you know, I feel it tonight, guys. While you're sniping.
There it is. There was
off.
a really patient shot on Pablo there, and he's now trying to work the far right angles, but may get caught out here.
But Sam takes him down. Sam saying, I'm sick of this Pablo sniping nonsense.
Yeah, indeed. And MASIF here just making a safe decision to move back onto Spire, and denying Tonberry that work. It was a good
play of his life.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad decision though, with the players how they were, to try and make something work. But it looks like maybe it won't work out with them now being 2 down on this last. It possibly shouldn't have sacked players at the same time.
Comes down to this fight. Realm gets an early pick on Dubious, and Dubious and Pablo down. Pablo just wins though. Realm goes down. That's really huge
for either team though. So looks like Madness down to 10 here, but Pablo does finish him off, leaving Faith running onto grass on his own, being hunted by 2 scouts and a medic.
Fate's gonna risk it, and he does die for it.
Yeah.
I would have definitely killed Bind and Lobby there if I was medic, and I knew that both scouts were gonna chase me. But
Yeah.
it was a good try.
Yeah, and the reality is, like, you know, it's that factor of sometimes, again, like, if you risk it for the biscuit, it might win the game, but it might also cost you a point, which is probably what's going to happen here.
I mean, he didn't even really have that big of a Uber percent as well, so it's not taken account.
It was only about 15 seconds, I believe, which, you know, if he spent 15 seconds walking to get back to a player, it would have evened out anyway, so... but I suppose that's, you know, hindsight can be a bit of a bitch, can't it?
He was getting quite a lot of kills with this Uber.
Time has been added.
Pablo following up as well. Soul's on the medic. Oh!
Oh,
Oh my god, dude. He does kill Tommy, that's bad.
The control point is being captured.
That really shouldn't have happened. He shouldn't have been allowed to reload that next rocket. I'm not sure if Dubious just wanted the melee no matter what, but...
well, Ferrisar having a beautiful position here does
yes,
get the
Ferrisar.
med. And he's done a huge amount of damage to the soldier as well, which does get cleaned up eventually.
He evens it out.
And Pablo.
Oh, Pablo.
He's coming in,
Ferrisar's like
saving Ferrisar. Ferrisar's elected to go to last here.
Yeah. I'm not sure about this. He should be playing with his team,
Yeah,
his medic.
It was actually quite clever. He went through the roller, put a couple of stickies on it in case he was hunted by the scout, and then chose to leave. But here, he's hit a really nice sticky on the medic, forcing him to pull out.
That was just a really coordinated push from
Yeah, a
Rack.
bit scrappy in general, wasn't it? It was almost that you see it a lot in well, netball and basketball is the only example I can think of off the top of my head, but that classic, you do something good and then you get a bit flustered and just rush the next player and throw the ball to the other team. And, you know, Pablo pulled off a couple of really nice headshots there, putting them in a lovely position to push this last. And then they almost just floundered through the doors onto the point and got cleaned up. I'm on the geocam at the moment, hoping for something spectacular. He is doing some really nice damage to the roamer there. Soul and Madness both on utilities at the moment, bringing up an NG and a sniper.
Pablo will be the aggressive sniper attacking last.
The NG is being moved forward to the centre of the point. And Madness doing work again. It'll be interesting to see if there's a play made on this. They are looking at bats at the moment. Or unders, in fact. Geo's going out. And then electing to play it safe and rotate back to the top. Some nice pipes by Ferrisar actually doing a lot of spam damage there. And completely blocking MASIF from having a cheeky peek there.
Yeah, it was risky there with Madness sniping. You know he's going to peek that door, and he was only on 148 HP, so he wouldn't die to the headshot if Madness hit it. He did miss it, which is fortunate for Ferrisar, but could have been pretty huge if he did hit it, and it was very close. So it's another thing to keep in mind. We should always be, if the enemy team has a sniper, you've got to be always above 150, just in case.
Yeah, you've got
to. Where he's going to be.
Especially with snipers playing as well as they are tonight. Really got to watch out, and you got to, it comes back to the thing of having respect for the opposition's ability as well. Like, being aware that they're very likely to hit you.
Still even Ubers attacking last. Pablo still on the aggressive sniper.
Pablo's having a cheek. Oh, he had an... Oh, there he goes. Bandit's down. And that's one of those times that it would... Like, ideally you just always want to be sitting on 185, don't you, when you're sniping aggressively like that. Because it's not... Oh, Pablo again. Taking down Realm with another lovely headshot. But, that first kill that he got was a quick snap, so it's not like it would have been enough to kill Madness if he'd been overhealed. But
Yeah.
here, again, like,
Alert.
MASIF coming out off of that last, after Pablo getting the 2 lovely picks again. So, what do you think's going on, Campbell? You've played a lot high-level Team Fortress 2 than I have. Like, of your analysis of Rax pushing, what's going wrong? Because that's about 3 now that they're pushed in off of Pablo's pick or 2 picks, and then only come out with 1 or 2 players alive.
As I've said before, I wasn't paying that much attention to that